costume is pretty.
Oh, it's not a costume. I'm an elf.
Oh.
Well, technically I'm human, but I was raised by elves.
New Line Cinema presents the story of one elf who's coming home for Christmas.
Boy, can't wait to see my dad. We're gonna go ice skating and eat sugar plums. Sorry!
Now,
I think someone sent you a Christmas gram.
Dad!
We should call security.
Good idea.
I like to whisper too.
Buddy's experiencing a world he never knew existed.
But he's your son. What am I gonna do? He's certifiably insane.
Discovering what it takes to fit in. And going where no elf has gone before.
What he needs is to be nurtured. Bring him home. Introduce him to Emily and Michael.
How long do you think you'll be with us?
I was thinking, like, forever.
He cannot stay here.
You can't just throw him out in the snow.
He loves the snow. He's told me 15 times.
Ow! Son of a nutcracker!
Take him.
Where did you say you were from?
This holiday season,
I think you're beautiful, and my tongue swells up when I am around you.
get ready
Plan out our whole day. Maybe we can make gingerbread houses, maybe even hold hands.
for a tall tale
Or we can get the star on top.
of elfish proportions.
I got it.
Will Ferrell,
Okay, people, Santa's coming to town.
Oh my God! I know him! I know him!
Elf,
Do you remember me?
I know, I'm in work clothes. I didn't know you had an elf here.
You're hilarious, friend.
Did you have to borrow a reindeer to get down here?
Hey,
If you're feeling strong, my friend, call me Elf one more time.
He's an angry elf. Look at you! Ow! Buddy the elf, what's your favorite color?
Ho, 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 and welcome to the periodic table of awesome. Oh, yes.
I wasn't sure whether you were
welcome.
doing that thing where your microphone had made your voice go deep, or whether you were trying to be Santa Claus.
No, it's Bane. I'm back again. No, it's not. It was Santa. It was Santa. Santa? Santa.
Santa.
Satan. I don't,
Yes.
I don't
Let's go
have
with
any
that.
of those clips. Hello. You're back.
Yes. I was over the straight, and now I'm back on the narrow.
Yes.
And it's lovely to be back. How are we all?
You escaped the cult, Quinny.
I did, but I listened to the Cult podcast, and I was like, wow, there is some messed up stuff out there. So let's celebrate Christmas instead.
Ah, humbug.
Oh,
Humbug.
oh my
Jeez.
God. Are you against Christmas, Jill?
I'm an anti-Christmaser.
Oh, geez.
I
The only thing I enjoy about Christmas is booze and food.
oh,
They're two really good things to enjoy about Christmas.
I was going to say, realistically, that's what all of us mostly enjoy about Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah, you can leave the rest of it. Just give me the alcohol and the biscuit.
Well, welcome to the show, Jill, and also welcome, Peter. Where are you at? I mean, Peter.
I think she's
you-
in the North Pole by the looks of it.
I'm offering the counterpoint to the anti-Christmas views. One always needs a counterpoint. I'm all for Christmas. Love Christmas.
We can tell.
Why not?
'Cause you are all dressed in red, and you are like some fur trim away from being a very, very saucy Mrs. Claus.
If it wasn't so humid, fur trim would have made this absolutely perfect. Thanks for the tip. Actually, I might do that for Christmas Day.
I think you should. I mean, I don't know where you're going to get fur trim at this late hour of the year, but I say go for it.
Secret thing there, Quiddy, you can always find fur trim at this time of the year. It's not too hard at all. It's just that it's polyester, which doesn't go very well in this humid environment. Yes, because it's a summer Christmas. Wow, we're all hanging around in ugly sweater rashies and going to the beach and having hot meals on hot days. All of that
Did you
kind
just
of
say
stuff.
ugly sweater rashy?
Yes.
I've not seen one of those.
Haven't you seen there's ugly Christmas sweater rashies that you can buy? So they look like a Christmas jumper from the north, where it's cold, but they're actually a rashie that you can wear in the surf. And I think I've always wanted one, and I've never bought one. And it always.
I know what I'm getting you for Christmas. Sometime.
This is always the thing. I look at it like 2 days away from fucking Christmas, and I'm like, oh, why didn't I buy one again? I should do that in the new year, but for next Christmas, and then I forget about it for a year.
Yes, because after Christmas, does anyone go shopping for pre-Christmas rashies? I'm uncomfortable with the word rashie now. I've said it too often.
I am slightly upset that there is a warehouse of cheap party goods in Sydney that has closed down, unfortunately, due to COVID.
What?
Because Funny Hat Day base warehouse is no longer.
What?
So I can't go there and look at Christmas stuff in June.
I am bereft.
I know, it's terrible, isn't it?
I'm sure you can find one of those like 365 Christmas stores somewhere.
Hang on, Peta Kangaroo is saying the one in Alexandria is still open.
Is it?
That's the one we were talking about.
God, I hope it is. I thought someone told me it closed down. I don't know. I didn't do my research. I just believed someone. It was on the internet.
Don't believe people on the internet. Dion, what have I ever
freaking
taught
you out now.
God,
Okay,
how long
fair.
have we been doing this?
3 minutes.
Good.
We've been going for 2.5 minutes now.
Well done. Well, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy congratulations if you're Maya, because
Happy
whatever.
Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa.
Yeah, Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah. And all of they're the main ones that are celebrated at this time of year, isn't it? Hanukkah and Kwanzaa, and
I'm sure you can find whatever. Happy
that Christian one.
Happy general holiday / religious festival. What are you doing at the moment? I support you. Like,
yes,
I don't mind.
Saturnalia, yeah. Festivus for the rest of us.
For the rest of us.
Yes. So are you more of a Festivus fan, Jill?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Seinfeld diehard, so I'm down with Festivus.
A Festivus for the rest of us?
Nice. I must admit, I don't think I've ever actually seen the Festivus episode of Seinfeld, so I just say it. I don't know what it means. Sorry.
Fair enough.
So what we're talking about tonight is not just the silly season as a whole, but specifically the movies of the holiday period.
Sure.
And
it's
movies that we love from the holiday period.
I'm kind of already on holiday.
Are you?
I'm not really paying attention. I'm reading
I
another story.
Just see your eyes drifting off to the other side. Like,
exactly.
Is there something really good on the screen, Dion?
Yeah. I know. I was just double checking the audio issue that had come through earlier, and I'm like, is it working? Yay! Don't.
Oh, that's the echo.
Just
I've noticed
the echo.
Echo.
There's an echo.
There's an echo.
Oh.
See, this is also why I'm happy to be having a break away from you all.
Oh.
No, I'm not actually. I'm quite sad about that.
Sorry, I just noticed that the ticker text is still talking about terribly unattractive cult members.
Oh, is it?
I'm like, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Oh, well, actually, I could probably just. What do you mean the ticker text is saying something like that? No, it's not.
You're changing it right now, aren't you? There it is.
Nothing like a little bit of Christmas gaslighting. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. But
Do
the header
you
is
think
correct.
we'd ever get off our bullshit, especially on the last show of the year?
No. I'm planning a greatest hits
Our bullshit is strong. Our bullshit will continue.
I'm planning
That's why people listen to us.
Yeah, the greatest hits of technical issues are here today for anyone. That's what we're all here for. Anyway.
Yes, it is. But the people who are in the chat, hello, welcome to you all, and thank you for joining us tonight. If you do have favorite movies that are your go-to Christmas films, feel free, put them in the chat. We'll talk about them as well. But we've kind of gone through our back catalogue.
Yes.
Sake, sorry. Jazz is talking about your Jean-Claude Van Damme retrospective.
Yes, finally, there's pie charts. And PowerPoint presentations. No, there's not actually. Well, we do have it coming up. We mentioned it last time, but we do have 2 shows still coming out over the Christmas period, because even though we're having a break, we've got stuff for you. So you can still get podcasts. It's just no live show.
Presents.
Yes, no live show.
Just not our presents.
Couple of weeks. Yeah, not our presents. Which is going to be the Hamilton recording. Which should
probably
be
finish that edit, huh?
Yes, Quinny. It'll be a Christmas miracle. and the drunk cinema of Justice League, which is very exciting. That's going to be good. And then I'm going to try and convince the next one, which is making someone watch Cats.
You're a dangerous man. I need you to know that.
Yes, I know it's all very dangerous. But today is Christmas movies.
Yes.
I didn't ask you, Cody. Are you a pro or anti-Christmas?
As I've gotten older, I have become more jaded, and I tend to have a little bit of a feeling of like, Christmas, it's all marketing. But then I'll hear just the slightest strain of White Wine in the Sun by Tim Minchin and become a blubbering fucking wreck. And suddenly everything about Christmas is magical, and I love my family, and everything's beautiful. So, that's essentially where I sit in the whole damn thing.
That's lovely.
Sorry. I'm dealing with the joyful thing. Okay, you want to know how Christmas is for me?
Let it all out, Quinny.
Okay, Christmas for me is currently dealing with Qantas and Webjet and going, hey, you changed our flights, and now we've got to try and rebook flights, and all of that shit. So
what a
thanks
fun
very
time
much to Qantas and Webjet.
It's
and thank you to my lovely partner for taking the phone call.
Doing all of that shit. Oh dear. Anyone else got any travel plans over Christmas that have been immediately rectified by stupid other things? Nope.
Well, cross fingers everything goes well and I'll still make it to freaking Adelaide.
Yes.
Who are you flying with?
Virgin.
Then you're probably doing okay.
Yeah.
See,
I'm hopefully flying to the Gold Coast if the runway's still there next week.
Yeah, well.
God.
Yeah, well, I'm supposed to be touching down in Ballina, so whatever. It's fine. Might be a water landing. Actually, speaking of Christmassy things and planes, does anyone else think that Rudolph probably could have served Santa Claus better by being a landing light instead of leading the sleigh through the air? Because once you're up, it's okay. You don't need that light is just flashing to warn other things, and that's not what you want. What you want to know is where you're going to land. So Rudolph,
I do think that perhaps Rudolph, unless he had the ability to turn his nose into a beam of light, essentially, for the most part, he was flying blind anyway. If he's got a bright enough red light straight in front of his eyes,
absolutely,
that poor fucker was blind.
Yeah.
Christmas magic, guys.
Christmas magic.
Yeah, I haven't had enough drinks to get into deeper meaningful before.
But it is a magical time of the year. At least, I'm very bar humbug about Christmas up until December, and then I'm okay with everything. I'm like, fine, as long as it's in December. If you start trying to Christmas me up before December, I'm like, no.
Oh, if I hear Jingle Bells in September, I will cut a bitch. Right?
Can I ask you, is anyone out there playing...
Sharpen up like a reindeer horn.
Anyone playing Whamageddon?
Thus far, I remain unwhammed.
And
I am unwhammed. I don't know if I'm really playing, but I'll let you know if it happens.
I won't be evil and play it.
Yes, good plan.
Yeah, there was a couple of times.
It doesn't count if it just comes into your head like an earworm, does it?
No. But
You...
also, if you do it to specifically troll, that's just, I wouldn't even count that. It's realistically only if you happen to be in a fucking shop and the damn thing comes on.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's my theory on it anyway.
All I want to get is a part of just 1 year of Mariah Carey's Christmas royalty check. Just one of those years.
I do
retire.
I do love that song when it is over the top of ravers dancing in a car park or a heavy metal concert.
Yes.
Yeah. That's when I enjoy that song.
Yeah. Speaking of songs, shout out to everyone working retail this Christmas. My heart
we salute you.
Always with you, no matter what happens. Customers, Christmas music, the rest of it. All right, let's get movies. Sorry, I've distracted everyone long enough with conversation.
Gone way off the rails.
Not even
talked
talking about that.
Christmas as a whole. And to anyone who did like my reference to White Wine in the Sun, thank you. You have a heart. But what are our films? Now? I mean, this is going to be a tough one for you, Jill.
Yeah, I have one favorite film, and it's kind of a Halloween movie.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Yeah. So shall I go first since I'm gonna like shit all over everything else?
Sure.
Go on. Wow.
Okay, so I just want to preface by saying that like I can watch Christmas movies. They're okay. Anything that is particularly and that's how an angel gets their wings can like just fuck right off. But if it's a comedy or if it happens to be set at Christmas, I enjoy those movies. So stuff like The Night Before, Seth Rogen, Anthony Mackie, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, comedy movie at Christmas, a little bit kind of like Charles Dickens-y flair, but not really. It was funny, and it was set at Christmas. That's okay. Die Hard, awesome. It's an action flick. It just happens to be at Christmas. But my favorite is
there are many.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
What's this? What's this? There's something in the air. What's this?
What's this? There's white things everywhere. Yeah, I know. It's a musical. It's kind of a Halloween / Christmas movie. It's a cartoon. It ticks my boxes. And if I had to pick a Christmas movie, that is my favorite. It would be that one.
I do love that The Nightmare Before Christmas manages to do what America does kind of every year, which is put a stake just at the edge of Halloween and then drag that shit right out to the end of Christmas and turn it all into the one period.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
there's Thanksgiving in there. Forget it.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, do we have rules on this? What denotes our Christmas movie? Well, it's not even really a Christmas movie. We're talking about holiday movies. So what's the denotion around this? Like, how tenuous is our grasp of what a holiday movie is?
Ooh.
I mean,
you go, Pete.
I was going to say I'm going to slip in one that is a holiday movie, but it's a holiday that's near Christmas that we don't have here. So I'm pushing it into the Christmas holiday movie category.
Sure.
Okay.
What is it? Go ahead. Now you have my interest.
It's a Thanksgiving film.
Okay.
And I feel like for us, Christmas is the closest thing that we have to how Americans do Thanksgiving, which is the big family get together that if you don't go home any time in the year, you go home at Christmas. And for some reason, when we were talking about picking holiday films to talk about, Planes, Trains and Automobiles just kept popping into my head. And I don't know why, because it's not one of my favorite movies, but it just kept popping and I just couldn't let it go. So I guess maybe it is one of my favorite holiday movies.
I think Planes, Trains and Automobiles sits in that wonderful part in my head that was those great comedies of the 80s where, you know, Steve Martin and John Candy and all those kind of Bill Murray,
Comedy
Dan Aykroyd.
giants.
Yeah, that sits right in there, and I will forever love that movie for one line and one line only. Those aren't pillows.
Well, which, you know, funny moment, but also when you watch it again, retrospectively, super homophobic moment.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
But it's, you know, it's classic. It's John Hughes. You know, it's John Candy. It's Steve Martin. It's a buddy comedy, and it is a Halloween film, but it is a Thanksgiving film, but it's not a film about Thanksgiving. It's a film about getting home to family, and the plot and the character arc is very A Christmas Carol-y, to the point where I'm like, I would be surprised if that wasn't a bit of an influence, because you have a person who is quite mean and quite curmudgeonly at the beginning, and he goes on a journey with another character who teaches him the value of love.
So is John Candy the ghost of Christmas Present?
John Candy is all of the ghosts.
Ah.
That makes him super annoying.
That's rather good.
So I'm counting it. It's in, and I mentioned it to my mum because I was getting votes from family members as well, and I realised it's actually one of my dad's favourite movies. So probably the reason it kept popping into my head is I probably remember watching it with my dad around Christmas time. It's actually a really sweet film. Like, it's a standard comedy, but it's a really sweet film, and the end is kind of heartbreaking.
Well, in the same sort of way, is Tommy Boy then a holiday movie? Which is basically Planes, Trains and Automobiles, but redone without the Thanksgiving bit with Chris Farley.
Then no, it's not a holiday movie.
Oh, come on.
I mean, you're answering your own question there. Rob on the post, but also in the chat, has made a good point. He said that he read somewhere that recently that movies like Die Hard's Gremlins, Batman Returns, or Iron Man 3, all of which I was going to talk about, do they qualify as Christmas movies? If you change the setting of the movie, if the story can be told at any other time of the year, then the movie does not qualify as a Christmas movie. So
I would actually kind of agree with that.
I'm not just going to throw out all of my
on New Year's
choices.
Eve or sometime during the American winter, and it would not change.
Yeah. I'm offering one exception to that, though. I would categorize a Christmas movie as something that you watch every Christmas. If you watch it every Christmas, then to you it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I kind of like that. Because, it's about the feeling that it gives you.
Exactly.
Sure. And, well, is like The Princess Bride a fucking Christmas movie?
Well, is it set
Do you watch it every Christmas?
It has to be about Christmas. You don't just watch it at Christmas every year.
Really? Well,
I don't know, there are some people who are like, no, every fucking year I'm going to watch, Aliens at Christmas.
Yeah. Well, then good for you, but it's not a holiday movie.
Aliens I'd consider a Christmas movie.
No, Prometheus is actually a Christmas movie. Prometheus is actually set at Christmas, and it doesn't help the film at all.
It's true. Well, if you set it at another time, would it still make sense? No, obviously not, because the virgin birth and like all of that kind of stuff. Prometheus is a whole other kettle of weird snakefish flesh.
Oh, man, there was an awful lot of Ridley Scott just going, I need all of the imagery, so can I make a bit more Christian stuff by putting Christmas in this? Yes, we get it, Ridley.
Sure.
So when I was little, there was a movie that we used to watch every single Christmas without fail. Mum and Dad would hire it from Video Easy, Blockbuster, whatever it was in the maybe even, very early 90s.
You had brands. I remember non-branded ones. We had one called Rainbow Video.
Oh, we had Rainbow Video.
Oh, okay, see? There you go.
It could well have been Rainbow Video. And we've watched the same movie again and again, and I always thought that it was one of the quintessential Christmas movies because it's what we watched every year together as a family, as kids. And I have yet to find another person who has heard of it.
Okay.
Let alone think that it's an important Christmas film. And it's called Santa Claus the Movie.
I know it.
It stars Dudley Moore as an elf named Patch, David the Big Lebowski Huddleston as Santa Claus, and John Lithgow as Capitalism. And it's basically Santa Claus's origin story.
Oh, okay.
And it's, maybe doesn't hold up super well for a rewatch, but as kids, it was a super, super magical film about a man who used to give gifts to children every Christmas, and then he gets caught in a snowstorm and dies with his two reindeer, and then the elves take
Wait, what was that?
I've only just realised rewatching it for this that the beginning of the film basically has a scene where Claus's reindeers, Donna and Blitzen, and his wife and himself are heading home from giving the village children presents, and they get caught in a horrible snowstorm and they go to sleep, is how I interpreted this as a child.
Oh my God. Pete.
And then Dudley Moore and the other elves come and they take them to the North Pole. And there's this really magical moment that they bring them to the North Pole and they open up and they go into Santa's workshop. And it's just everything that like a 5-year-old kid would imagine that Santa's workshop would be. And it is, as a representation for a young child of Santa Claus and how he might have started and where he might have comes from and what he stands for, it was kind of magical.
And okay, interesting little factoid about it. Santa Claus, the movie. People are asking about why is it called the movie and everything. Well, one of the producers, or the main producer, was Alexander Salkind, who was the person who made Superman the movie. And if you look at if you look at all the marketing for it, he's trying to recreate the magic of Superman, but with Santa Claus.
And
Santa
it
Man,
was
the movie.
magic. You know, they would give the reindeer this magical sparkling food to give them the power to fly. And there were lots of 80s special effects that, you know, around the sleigh and flying and you know, John Lithgow was must have had so much fun in that role because he's just the quintessential like baddie, you know, toy making baron who makes bad toys that hurt kids and wants to steal Christmas and be the new Santa Claus. Bit of a classic, I think. But I find it hard to find other people who are even familiar with a Dudley Moore Christmas movie, let alone think that it's the Christmas movie to watch.
I remember it quite well, and I remember falling in love with it because it had a very specific feel to it, and to go back to the whole Salkind thing, and specifically Superman. There was a word that Richard Donner always used to talk about that film, which was verisimilitude, which is a wanky word, but but verisimilitude was the word that they had always around it, which was take your source material seriously, like believe in the magic of it. If you know, you will believe a man can fly. That's what they were always trying to sell Superman on. So this, I always to me felt like this takes Santa Claus seriously. Like, don't nod and wink at the camera and go, it's just a dude in a suit.
The whole, you know, point was that, you know, Santa Claus and his wife loved children but had none of their own. So the gift that they got for that was that they got to love and give to all of the children in the world. And John Lithgow just wanted money, and he ended up meeting an unhappy demise that involved flying candy canes. Look, some of my memories of
suffocating in space, apparently, according to the chat.
Some of my memories of it are a little bit dim. But yes, we all wanted that candy cane that made you fly, that Patch made as this special toy that John Lithgow was selling.
That's right, yeah. Oh, I forgot about the candy cane part.
Yeah.
This all sounds
very central to the plot.
Yeah.
This all sounds a little bit too far-fetched. I don't agree with any of this. Like, Santa Claus flying candy canes, capitalism is evil? No, that's nothing. It's got nothing to do with Christmas. Christmas is all about buying stuff.
Well, I'm a bounce off that just briefly. I don't. This isn't one of the ones that I'm choosing, but it's one that I actually want to kind of throw the word out there and say, if you are looking for a movie to watch this holiday season, that has a lot of the similar themes to that, but is animated and is absolutely spectacular, it is Klaus. Which is available on Netflix. Came out last year. So just Klaus. So Klaus, Claus, however you want to say it. And it is beautiful. Yeah. It was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Animated Film last year. Has J.K. Simmons as Klaus, as the Santa stand-in. And it's just gorgeous. But it is very much about the idea of capitalism, or the desire to make money off children, but versus somebody who just wants to make people happy. And it sounds schmaltzy as fuck, but my God, it's lovely. Yeah, there you go.
well, I mean, Quinny, I've got a clip here from Klaus. It's something about toys and saving things. Do you want to have? What if we watch that, and then you can
if we can play it,
to
and let's see if we're, what I'm going to suggest to get rid of the echo is to turn off one of the audio streams from your computer, because what it's doing is it's playing the audio that's playing back to us through the stream. I've seen this.
Sure.
Good luck with that.
I I would love for me to be able to do that, but there's only one audio stream going out through the deck.
Well, then that's fuck that theory.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I know, right? You'd think that was a thing, but anyway, enjoy it. Let's see if you can get some Klaus. Hopefully no echo. Let's see how we go.
Yay.
A package of sunshine and ravioli, macaroni.
Is that an ad?
No, that was the wrong clip. For some reason it didn't go through, but I can probably fix it. Hang on. I can do it. Just talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
But Stan, but why,
I like that the clip is just like, you'll come back again. We'll do it again. It's
Yeah,
fine.
the clip is fine. You just gotta do that. Nope. Didn't work again.
Okay.
No, it didn't save down.
Well, then we
Oh,
just
well.
won't do that.
Oh, fucking
Go
idea.
and find it yourselves, you lazy buggers.
Yeah,
Stop
go watch Claws
looking for
yourselves.
clips. Get lost.
Yeah.
Wow. Jesus. We're just throwing shade at our own audience.
No,
So basically, while Dion's trying to fix it, directed by Sergio Pablos and Carlos Martinez Lopez, it is lovely. It's so it's got Jason Schwartzman as Jesper, who is a dipshit postman, and it is really good. And I really hope that over the next couple of days you go, oh yeah, I'll give it a go. The look of it, it looks like a 2D animated painted film, but it was done using 3D techniques and stuff as well. But the color palettes and everything remind me of the look of like some of the little golden books. Like they're really stylized designs, really beautiful compound curves. But yeah, if you got some time, go and have a look.
Sure. I will. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Would have liked to
I
have
hope
shown
you
everyone,
do.
but no, the file decided it just wanted to keep playing Elf. So I think there's just fucking elves in there, even in the back end. It's still the right file. Whatever. You know, what's a few Christmas glitches?
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's the thing. Like much like Crowley's tape in the car always ends up playing Best of Queen. Whatever video I save out to this hard drive in the Christmas movie always ends up being a clip from Elf. No matter what we're doing, it's Peter's getting all of her Christmas cheer over everything. I don't like it.
So we've had Santa Claus the movie, Peter. And what was your
the chat has
Plane,
actually
Trains and Automobiles.
And
And
do you
Elf was my third pick. Elf is the movie that my sisters
How handy!
now
how handy.
We have
my
a clip.
sisters refuse to watch Santa Claus the movie over and
damn
over again
it.
anymore because they now want to watch Elf. So I've been roped into watching Elf every year, and I have to be honest, I think it's really funny. It's like probably the only Will Ferrell movie that I like. The humor doesn't. His humor just kind of misses on me, but Elf is so delightfully uncynically absurd that I kind of love watching it every year now.
That trailer was so twee. Like I put the trailer on for the start of the show of Elf, and then I'm listening to it. I was like, "This Christmas." And I was kind of going like, I was like, "What is this? This is Jon Favreau. This shouldn't This is before Favreau had like the heavy hitting power that he has now."
Like his first directing.
Swingers was the first sort of.
Yeah, I was going to say Swingers. I think.
But yeah, this was literally it kind of felt like the Christmas movie that they have to do. Like as a director, it's like, have you done a Christmas movie yet? It's like, no. Well, get to doing a Christmas movie. Off you go. Then
I stand corrected. Rob in the chat has just pointed out that Stranger Than Fiction is also a good film, and that is another Will Ferrell movie that I do like. So there are two Will Ferrell movies that I like.
I
Elf
also
is
like
one of them.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. So, Marshall Willenholly is yes. It's not good, but I like it anyway.
Elf was one of those ones that came out, and I was like, this is actually really nice and heartwarming because Will Ferrell is just being nice. And I think there's something that's quite good about comedies that start off with, you know, people making fun, but then you realize you shouldn't make fun of people because if they're earnest and it's true, you should just fucking stop being such a Grinch. Jill.
Yeah. Well, and I think it does that thing of being very genuine because what looks like complete absurdism, but also what looks like something potentially really cynical is proven to actually not be. And sometimes that's really nice to go, oh, actually something can be kind of pure. Even if it is Will Ferrell.
Sure. I mean, look, the only thing that it does wrong is it just gives people unrealistic expectations of how much sugar a human can actually eat and maintain that svelte figure. Because the sad thing is Elf 2 didn't go ahead because Buddy died of diabetes.
Oh, Dion! That's the Grinchiest thing that's happened tonight, and we're with Jill on Christmas.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen quite so much shade given it's Christmas time, Peter. I love that like Christmas has brought out not only the happy, loving, joyous part of you, but also the real nasty part. You're
it's
on
a
your
Christmas
own naughty
miracle.
List.
Oh dear.
Okay, Dion, what are some of your choices?
Well, first off, Jean-Claude Van Damme's Universal Soldier is actually a Christmas. No, that's full of shit. I'm not gonna. I kind of got excited by the whole idea of what Christmas is and what sort of fun Christmas movies are out there, and I'll come back to some of the ones I haven't seen because there's a few new ones that have come out very recently that I haven't watched. But I'd like to mention for people.
Okay, so you're just running them up the flagpole?
Yeah, later. Just like I haven't seen them, but I hope they're good because apparently they're quite good. But I want to go towards a horror / Christmas movie, which I recommend to Jill that you should watch.
Yeah, kind of surprising I haven't watched it actually.
And I really liked it too, which is 2015's Krampus, which is a very good Christmas movie. And, you know, if people don't know about Krampus, Krampus is the Austro-Hungarian folklorish thing of basically the anti-Santa Claus who comes around and kidnaps bad children and takes them away. So, you know, European Christmas, bit of fear to keep the children in mind.
They have like Krampus celebrations in some European countries, don't they? Where they have hundreds of people dressed up as these terrifying monsters.
I think that's what you get when you grow up with communism.
Yeah. but the
terrifying monsters.
But the great thing about it is it's got Toni Collette in it. It's got Adam Scott from Parks and Recreation in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's got.
This is not like off the wall kind of European movie I was thinking of.
No, and it's like, you know, literally the evil, like big horns, chains, cloven-footed Krampus that comes to take evil children away, and they have to like basically bunker down in a house and fight him off with shotguns. It's great.
Let him take the kids.
And there's a lot of like blood and stuff. Like, it's great.
Fun.
Like, you know, I mean, I don't want to go into the real horror. That it's not really horror, because it's not like, you know, the evil Santa Claus. Sorry, the evil Frosty the Snowman one from Michael Keaton voiced and all that kind of shit. Kind of a horror comedy. Yeah, it's dark. I mean, it's not real. They're not out there going, "Hey, these are the jokes." They're just kind of going, "It's creepy." Like the Krampus is creepy, but also this is kind of cool. But I recommend people go out there and watch the Krampus. Well, not the Krampus.
And you know, if you're going down that dark path, why not check out Rare Exports as well?
Sure.
Which is basically another horror, except the monster that they're trying to protect everybody from is the Santa Claus.
Yeah. Also, I do like Krampus because not giving you anything at the end, but it's a real downer. Like it is not a fun, happy time movie, so I probably wouldn't recommend it to kids. Like,
does
no.
Krampus not save the day?
I don't know if the Krampus is
no happy ending for Mr. Krampus.
I don't know if the whole motivation for Krampus is to save the day. He's got his own things, but there is a lot of shotgunning, and I do like. And also, it was the Krampus is made by Weta, so it's good shit. Anyway, there's Krampus. And next is Jean-Claude Van Damme's Street Fighter, which is also a Christmas movie.
I'm okay with your entire JCVD retrospective so long as you never mention the Street Fighter movie.
Yeah, keep it in my lane. Keep it in your lane, Dion. If you're going to do JCVD, just do it on your own. Fair enough.
Okay.
Go see
So, do you
Krampus.
have anything else that you're running up the flagpole for people?
No, I'll throw it back over to someone else. Some Christmas cheer. Peter, what else is great and wonderful about Christmas time? Is there cookies?
Do you want some cookies, Dion?
Yes, please.
Peter makes fantastic cookies.
She does.
Yes.
I have a Christmas cookie recipe that involves brandy-soaked cranberries and white chocolate and just lots and lots of Christmas spices. I will make some for you this week.
Hooray! No pressure.
Anyone who wants the recipe, just let me know.
Dangerous.
There is a reason that in our group chats, the for periodic table, whenever we talk, Peter is known as the sugar wizard.
Yes, sure. But not that you have to make them. Don't feel any pressure at all, Pete. It's fine.
There is pressure.
There may have already been a plan, although it was to make them for an event that Quinny won't be at. Sorry, Quinny.
Yeah, well,
We'll save you some, Q.
No, I won't.
Thanks.
I'm not going to save
Rob
any
makes
for
a sweet
Quinny.
potato and pecan pie each year for Christmas, and I made a sweet potato and pecan pie this weekend. It was Chrissy Teigen's recipe, and it was lovely. Would recommend trying.
God, no, this is just a cooking show. What Christmas cooking show do you like? Oh, excellent. Fucking movie is all about eating.
That's a big part of Christmas, right?
Sure.
Absolutely.
That's what I said at the top of the show. Booze
Yeah.
and food.
Booze and food.
It's true. It's so true. I like that there is an ongoing chat about Street Fighter. Julia, so that's great. That's very strange. I hope you're happy, Dion. There's your present.
Hooray!
But speaking of some of the technical issues that we've had in this one, I'd like to talk about my first Christmas film. And I, even though it is potentially, Rob's used it as an example of a film that isn't necessarily a Christmas film, I'm going to talk about Gremlins. Yes. So this is a film that I have very, very strong memories of. So it came out in 1984, which, as we all know, is the greatest cinematic year ever.
And just the greatest year in general, right, Peter?
Yeah. Everything that came out of 1984, brilliant.
Apart from maybe 1984, which we're now living. But anyway.
Reaganomics.
Oh, yeah.
Well, 1984 came out of 1948, so that doesn't count.
Okay, good point. Yes. So 1984 Christmas, I saw Gremlins. Now, within the space of 2 weeks, I was staying with my grandparents in Launceston, and I remember seeing both Ghostbusters and Gremlins within the same holiday. And
dude, you must have been like 6 years old.
Yep.
What were you doing watching Gremlins?
Okay, so at the time, Gremlins was marketed as being the fun Christmas fright thing for kids. It was marketed squarely at kids. It was Gizmo, Mogwai. It was all about them. It was marketed
cute,
at
but
me.
not the other ones.
Yeah. So
Stripe is
initially
not
it was
cute.
like Ghostbusters was meant to be the fright fest of the year, and Gremlins was the kids' movie of
They
Christmas.
got those mixed up.
Holy shit, they fucked that up.
Wow.
Like Ghostbusters did have its scary moment.
Yeah.
And we all know that moment. It's about 5 minutes in, and it's fucking terrifying. But Gremlins starts, sweet and cute, and gets darker and darker.
There's a lot. There's a high body count in Gremlins for it to be a kids movie. Like that's all I've got to say. And not just humans. Also,
There's no way that I had a PG-13 rating.
When one of the, you know what? That's a good question. I'm not sure what it was rated in Australia.
Look.
Oh, actually, so this is
Maybe it was
here you
before
go.
classifications were a thing.
So this
Classified
this
what
is
now?
just straight from Wikipedia. Being a commercial and critical success, the film was heavily criticized for its more violent sequences. In response to this and to similar complaints about Temple of Doom, Spielberg suggested the Motion Picture Association of America alter its rating system, which it did within 2 months of this film's release, creating the PG-13 rating.
Oh.
There you go.
Gremlins was the catalyst.
So it was released and was just a little too violent for kiddies.
See, this is what I like about,
and
like,
it
I liked
was-
about Spielberg and those directors. Back then, they were like, yeah, fuck it, it's violent. So, you know, and now they're
We're gonna
like,
harden up these children.
yeah. And now they're like, no, maybe we should get rid of the guns from the FBI and ET and make them radios. Yeah, let's do that. And I'm like, you've lost touch, man.
So it was directed by Joe Dante, who I love, and he went on to do a couple of films that I really love, but one of the ones that I love the most was Small Soldiers, the one about
yeah. I do remember that film from the 90s.
Yeah, or early 2000s. I can't remember which one it is, but I love that he's obviously got a thing for like little toy type things, because this is about toys gone bad, and Small Soldiers was about toys gone bad too.
This is kind of about pets gone bad, right?
Basically, what he's saying is everything is bad. Like underneath, everything is terrible, and don't trust anything.
So
great Christmas message.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, there is this actually features one of the darkest sequences of Christmas-related storytelling. So when people say this couldn't be, this could be changed into something else that's not about Christmas, it is that Christmas is baked into this, much like a cookie. Subtle hint. So there is the sequence where Phoebe Cates' character talks about why she hates Christmas so much. And it's because her own father tried to pretend to... Now, okay, sorry, I should probably preface this. Spoilers?
Talk to me, Phoebe.
Okay, all right, okay, fine. Fuck it up with this. Spoilers for Gremlins.
Okay, it's a movie that's been out for nearly 40 years.
Yeah, for a fucking 36-year-old movie. But
yeah, fine. No, but we'll put it up there just in case you haven't seen Gremlins.
So Phoebe Kate is talking about why she hates Christmas so much. And at one point in time, her father disappeared on Christmas Eve. And so she's been without a father ever since. And they find him having tried to climb down his own chimney and deliver presents dressed as Santa Claus.
Yes, that is so fucked up.
And he dies and is burnt to death in his own fucking chimney.
Yes, I love it.
Yes. Gremlins is dark as fuck.
Poor Peter.
He is cute films, man. Like,
yeah. Like there's a bit where, somebody tries to...
Millennials have issues.
Yes. Yes.
I love
that the Gremlins are going around killing old ladies.
I love that that's the first
Santa
one.
Claus.
And then
they killed Dan Futterman with his own fucking snowplow.
Then Gremlins 2 is just about how you should never join the corporate world. Because it will just drain you of all your creativity in life.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Like Gremlins 2 actually was a film that the director of it actually was actively trying to destroy.
I love the pitch meeting for Gremlins too.
Oh, the one from P and Keel's pitch meeting. Yes. Yes, I love it. It's in the movie.
Yeah.
Go.
I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much.
Girl Gremlin with lipstick.
Yeah.
Why does it have lipstick? I don't know.
Oh,
how are they going to escape? It's going to be super easy, barely an inconvenience.
Yeah, like Gremlins is actually a really good one for Christmas, and I have a certain like sad part of never having had a cold Christmas. So who's had a cold Christmas? Anyone had a cold one?
I had a cold
I had like just after Christmas.
Yeah, kind of like because I've
been
always
in the northern hemisphere around Christmas time.
Right, yeah. I've always been told that that there is a different world in the colder climate, and it becomes more of a thing there. And I want to do that because I like the idea of snuggling up in under a blanket, watching movies with a fire going. Because trying to do that in Australia is just, are you fucking nuts?
That's why we have Christmas in July here.
Well, yeah,
it's not that cold though. I've had Christmas in London, and we had a real tree, and to go out you had to put 3 layers on, and you still couldn't feel your nose, and there were snow flurries, and it was awesome.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Thanks there, Poke, just saying I've had cold ones at Christmas.
And also Missy thrown in, do you mean cold like emotionally?
Yeah, I've had a couple of very icy Christmases, but I don't know about
Missy's my new favorite Christmas person. We're gonna get drunk and eat food on Christmas.
But,
So yes,
Yeah, 'cause
I love Gremlins. It is a dark film. It is a horror film that is masquerading as a children's film.
You're
and
right, Quinny,
the
you seem
final
a bit-
sequence where they finally kill Stripe is actual no fucking around body horror.
and yet you would recommend that to children.
Absolutely. Did it do me any harm? Hell no.
Yeah, look at you. You're fine.
I'm totally fine. What's that look for, Peter? Shut up or I'll throw you in one of the various different implements in the kitchen and wait for you to explode. And
Do we need some more Christmas times out? We've had elves dying of diabetes. You're now threatening to
put you in the microwave.
kitchen. This is not the spirit of Christmas, guys.
Sorry.
Let me tell you about the spirit of Christmas.
Okay.
Is that my most despised movie of this period has got to be National Lampoon's Holiday Vacation.
Oh, come on.
If there is one movie I would murder somebody over, it would be my father for watching this movie every year and laughing
It's his Christmas movie.
all the same jokes.
Oh, that's sad. You know,
I
Chevy
do like that
Chase.
earlier today Dion did mention. So do you think that we could that means we could talk about National Lampoon? I'm just like,
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is amazing. It's some good shit.
it's not my favorite of the National Lampoon vacation movies.
No, but it is.
Oh my god.
Oh look, I love
Chase
European
has,
Vacation.
Such a peculiar comedy shtick, and I don't know, it's not for me. The only movie I liked him in was Three Amigos, and that was because he was balanced out with a couple of comedy legends. But fucking National Lampoons, I hate it.
Well,
Especially when
you're going to be super disappointed in your Kris Kringle present.
when his brother comes and they have the caravan in the driveway, and he connects the
Power
sewerage outlet and oh my god, he laughs at the same shit joke every time.
Literally a shit joke.
Yeah,
The beauty of a Christmas movie that you love so much, you want to watch it every Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, Peter, I adore you.
That's so good for him. I'm so glad he has that.
So this is your pet hate, Jill. Are there any others that you've run across that you've just gone, oh fuck, I hate that?
I mean, just all the really irky ones, like Miracle on 34th Street and all that kind of ooey gooey lovey-dovey shit.
Right.
So you won't be just chucking on It's a Wonderful Life just
yeah,
for
all
the
of that crap. You know what though? I did watch this week Happiest Season, which
I really want to see that.
We'll have seen trailers and stuff for it. I believe it was in the cinemas here. It's the Hulu original film. It's an alternative Christmas in the fact that it's not based around heterosexual people, and it was okay. It was a little bit of a heartbreaking moment before the happy ending, but yeah, it was all right.
Did you see Last Christmas? That came out last Christmas.
Hang on, the Last Christmas, that was the one with the Khaleesi in it. Yes?
Yes, that was with Emilia Clarke and Henry Golding.
Looked way too romantic.
In 2019, and it's taken me a whole year to build up and say, did you see Last Christmas? It came out last Christmas.
Oh, you've been sitting on it for 12 months.
Yeah. That one's okay.
I did watch Holiday, which was, I think, a recent-ish one that's on Netflix. It is so schlocky and full of tropes, but it's the kind of tropes that I enjoy because you find them in fan fiction all the time. It's the friends to enemies to lovers trope.
Friends to enemies to lovers.
Of romances, my mum's favourite Christmas movie deserves a mention, which is The Holiday. She has watched that at Christmas every year since it came out.
My mum loves that one too.
And in the same category, we should probably mention Beck's movie that she watches every year at Christmas, which is Love Actually.
That Rob has just chimed in and said is one of my most hated Christmas movies.
Mixed feelings on Love Actually, but it's a lot of people's special place in their heart favorite Christmas movies. One of the reasons Beck likes it is that all of the relationships are super problematic, and that is one of the reasons I find it hard to watch.
I will always come back to that bit with him, Walking Dead guy standing outside the door with the signs going, this is super fucking not cool. Like, you're
really
telling
not.
somebody that you are in love with them even though they are with someone else.
Your best friend.
Yeah. And this is really awkward, and you're putting them in a very difficult situation.
And seems
Merry
to be
Christmas,
entirely
everyone.
non-confrontational about it by being silent at the door.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to cause a scene, but hey, maybe you should leave your boyfriend and come with me.
Yeah, and also going, I don't actually have strength in my own convictions enough to actually say this shit out loud. So I'm now going to have I'm going to put you in a very difficult situation where you now know about my feelings, and I'm getting my feelings out, but you have no way to respond.
I'm also pretty sure Keira Knightley was only like 15 when they shot that movie. Like, she was super young. Problematic on many levels, but
maybe it should be called Well, actually.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But from a story and character and romance perspective, it did something that other movies hadn't done at that time, and something that has been oft repeated since. So I think it gets credit for that, and I don't begrudge anyone who, like my mum, who watches it every Christmas.
I actually really love Bill Nye's character in that movie.
Oh, well, it's Bill Nye. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
I know someone did it already.
18.
Said
She was 18. I've been told in the chat, not 15.
Still.
Still.
Yes, but also said that the Alan Rickman's character was way worse. But I don't think that was the worst character he's played in a Christmas movie.
Oh.
Which helps me segue very neatly into the statement that I will make right now, is that Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Sorry, I did see a thing about this morning where it was just like, absolutely no one. And then Dion, Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Everyone going, yeah, cool, whatever. No, I'm sure. It's totally a Christmas movie.
It's got to be.
Yes, and?
Yes, it has to be a Christmas movie. Well, I mean, if there's one film that you can watch with everyone at Christmas, it's Die Hard. Because
I did like the thing that, my Christmas doesn't start until I see Hans Gruber falling from Nakatomi Tower.
Yeah.
Sure.
Plaza. Actually, you know what? I lost a trivia game on the weekend because I called it Nakatomi Tower, not Nakatomi Plaza.
Hand in your geek card.
Get out.
Well, I mean, someone also said that that Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie because it's about someone trying to evade Alan Rickman in a tower, and so it's a Harry Potter movie.
Sneaking around a giant tower.
Yes, and avoiding Alan Rickman. It's a Harry Potter movie.
I'm just imagining Bruce Willis at the end of it going, mischief managed.
With his wand taped to his back.
Oh my god!
Ho, 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 now I have the machine wand.
I have that clip. Do you want to try it again? Or will it have turned... Can we try? We can watch the
Let's see whether everything's turned into Elf.
And see if this has just turned into Elf. Let's see how we go. It did! Everything is turned into Elf. It's unbelievable.
That's amazing.
Congratulations.
Great job, everybody.
Oh, that's just perfect. Mwah. Chef's kiss. For
you may... It's
the Gremlins giving us one last hurrah.
Actually, that was one of my
fucking
favorite bits out of Gremlins, where halfway through the movie shits itself.
Yeah.
And it's the Gremlins who are playing with the thing, and depending on if you watch the VHS version or the movie version, there's a different bit.
Yeah. Did you know that they replicated that in the Gremlins ride at Warner Brothers
I was
Movie
about to say,
World?
did you ever go on the Gremlins ride, Dion?
Yes, I did go on the
love the
Gremlins
Gremlins
ride.
ride.
And that was fucking great, because at one point you've got to go into a movie theater. and then the gremlins come out of the movie, and it's like, holy shit. And they're big.
For some reason, Beetlejuice is there. It's awesome.
Yeah, they're big. Like the models of these gremlins are not the smallish kind of ones that you could do. They're like a teenager size. Like they're a 12-year-old size gremlin.
Oh, that's frightening.
Yeah, that was kind of like, oh, wow. Anyway. I've got a clip of that. Do you want to go and see it? Let's see what we've got.
Yes. Yes.
No, it's the
see you
Muppets. Fuck, the Muppets works, but yours
Gremlins.
doesn't. Jesus Christ. All right, okay. So the only ones that works is
Oh my God, the ones that work is
yeah, the one that works is the Muppets. Fucking hell. Every other one has become fucking Elf.
That's incredible.
I have 6 of them here, and 5 of them are currently playing Elf, even though they're named in the file part. Oh, God, whatever.
Awesome.
Merry
I'm
Christmas.
very, very excited.
Yep.
Okay. So, I mean, I will come back to the Muppets because that is a very important one for me,
Sure.
and I'm going to leave that for last. But one of my other favorite Christmas films is one that most people wouldn't even think of as a Christmas film. It has music by the wonderful Danny Elfman. It's directed by Tim Burton.
Edward Scissorhands.
And, you know, it just so happened to be made at exactly the same time as my favorite movie.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, yeah, being made basically virtually at the same time.
Yep.
Batman Returns.
I've got a clip of that.
Do you?
No,
Go
I
on,
don't.
I dare you.
Is it Will Ferrell in Batman Returns?
It'll just turn it'll just turn into Elf again. I don't have any of that. So tell us why Batman Returns is a Christmas movie.
Well, for a start, it's all set at Christmas, but it's about the families. It's about people, what you will give up for Christmas, and you'll notice there's a whole heap of there's a whole heap of Christmas imagery and rocket launcher sewer penguins. It is very much about family. So it's about the penguin trying to either exact revenge for his shit family treating him badly and dumping him at Christmas, or Bruce Wayne trying to work out where he sits within the family structure, and that Alfred is his family. But thematically, it's a pretty fucking tenuous link, but. Tim Burton clearly has a real hard-on for Christmas, and it is a Christmas movie, and I kind of love it.
It's goth Christmas.
It is so fucking goth Christmas. What's his name? Danny DeVito as the penguin.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's amazing, but God, he's disgusting.
That's the whole point. He's supposed to be disgusting.
Well, no, that's the thing. Up until that point, the penguin had never been portrayed as being gross or horrific.
No, this penguin is like actually really gross. Like he makes disgusting comments to women and horrible come-ons, and is like, "Where's this gross, filthy romper?" and has bedraggled hair. He's super gross.
Yeah. But he's never known love. He was an orphan. I feel sorry for the penguin. It's just society. That's the one that's wrong.
I'll never get over with this movie, listening to Kevin Smith's podcast and him just exclaiming, "There was a Happy Meal toy for this movie!" This was another movie that was marketed to kids that probably shouldn't have been.
No. I mean, this is Tim Burton putting most of his fetishes on a screen.
Oh wow! I just googled Happy Meal toy.
Is 100% every fetish.
I just googled Happy Meal toy Batman Returns, and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, you're right. You're right. No problem.
So a few people are talking about the Movie World ride for Batman Returns. Was it good?
Yeah, it was great.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
You had to line up in the library.
Yes.
Peter just stayed there, and she thought that was the ride.
But you couldn't read any. You couldn't read any of the books. That was the problem. They had a secret bookshelf thing, and you know what I loved most about it though, Peter? It was heavily air conditioned. So after lining up in the Queensland fucking sweaty atmosphere that's there outside, even though it's covered, you're dying, and then as soon as you go into the Wayne Manor / Batcave, it was just full on air conditioning, and I was like, this is heaven. Yay, Batman.
So yeah, it wonderful. I like to Rob Michelle Pfeiffer in leather changed my teenage years. I'm pretty sure Michelle Pfeiffer in leather changed a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
Sure. I mean,
in a big way.
I didn't know what latex was. I do now.
Yeah. And the thing I do love about it is that it also had a secondary villain. Well, it actually had 3 villains. And that's when you start to generally run into problems with your superhero movies, is when they get too many villains. They usually start to get real messy. So this one, you've got Penguin and Catwoman, but you also have Christopher Walken. Like, his character has a name, but it's just Christopher Walken, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And he is amazing in it. Like, he is chewing every fucking bit of scenery he can. And I love him for that.
I don't know. I thought his main scenery chewing one was as the Headless Horseman.
Oh, God, yes.
Yes.
He even has the teeth for it.
Yeah, he ate the scenery.
Doz makes the good point of, yes, Spider-Man 3, too many villains. Horrible fucking mess of a film.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we don't need to go into all of those things. Batman related about villains. We'll end up in Batman Forever, and then Batman and Robin. How many villains do you want? Oh, then Brain is back. No,
the writing was on the wall with Batman Returns. That like it could have chosen to go either way at that point. Could have continued down the Tim Burton creepy path. But then after that, it went, nah, Joel Schumacher, let's go.
If I can ask though, Quinny, which one is better as a Christmas movie? Is it Batman Returns or is it Edward Scissorhands? Which one
is a better Christmas movie?
Yeah, because it teaches a better lesson, doesn't it?
What do you think, Peter?
50s Americana.
I would go Edward Scissorhands over if I had to choose between those 2 films, partly because I barely remember Batman Returns, but mostly because I think Edward Scissorhands has a more Christmassy message.
Sure.
I mean, we do have a clip of Batman Returns. It's amazing how Will Ferrell is in it.
Yeah, I bet.
Sure. Fuck, here it is. Yep, there it is. It's amazing. Yep. Gotham looks amazing. They have the world's best cup of coffee in Gotham. You did it! Yeah.
God.
It is my favourite moment in Elf, so I'm glad we're hearing it so many times.
We're coming back to it.
It is a great moment. It was like, it is funny. Like, what a great joke. And the earnestness. It's kind of like Ted Lasso. I love Elf because it's like Ted Lasso. Now I like earnest characters.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of which, there is a film that I'm going to mention just in passing. Ernest Saves Christmas. I'm
just let that one go. Just letting it go.
Waiting for the blank responses from everybody.
I think I am familiar with it.
Okay. And Rob's like, please don't. So
it's not.
There was.
I'm trying to remember like who was in it. It wasn't a Rob Schneider film, was it?
No.
No.
So there was a series of films based around this character called Ernest P. Worrell, who was played by Jim Varney, who was the guy who did the voice of the Slinky Dog in Toy Story.
Ah.
Yeah. And yeah, there are a whole bunch of these films, and yeah, there's one that is Ernest Saves Christmas, which for a couple of years there in my formative years was my go-to Christmas film because it just made me happy. It was dumb as dog shit, but it was super cute. Yeah. No. So anyway, sorry, I digress. Dion, did you have other choices? I remember
I did, but did someone did
you go? We're just
all right.
Waiting on you, buddy.
No problem. Okay, sorry. Another one. I know you were talking of 1984 earlier, and you were going, that's a great year. It had Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters had Bill Murray. Bill Murray was in Scrooged. And Scrooged is a great Christmas film because it teaches Bill Murray that he can't have all of the money and he becomes a better person. And, you know, everyone loves the Christmas Carol kind of attitude. And it's been done by many different things, like, over the time. But I still think that Scrooged is one of the better ones, especially because it's also kind of horrific. Like Scrooge,
I do remember this.
Yeah, Scrooge has like the giant death like skeleton hand of doom that's kind of going all around it, and it was kind of sold as a as a comedy, but it's not really. Again, directed by Richard Donner.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How come they didn't call it Scrooge the movie?
Because it wasn't
Scrooge the
produced by the
movie.
Salkinds.
But it came out at the same time as Beetlejuice, and that's why that they had like this whole kind of thing. It lost the special effects or makeup and hairstyling stuff at the time was to Beetlejuice, so it's kind of fine that it went there. But it's really it's a good film, and again, music by Danny Elfman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man, he was a busy boy.
Yeah. It's like there were like 3 people in the 80s that did everything.
Yeah, sounds like it. Especially if they couldn't get a makeup crew for one movie.
Yeah,
They're busy doing another one.
Absolutely. But yeah, like, do you all remember Scrooge? Scrooge is great. It's also funny.
Mm.
I remember. I might have seen it, but I might not have seen it. Maybe I should see it. Maybe that should be my Christmas movie this year.
It's purely the Christmas Carol story. Like it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
Christmas Carol,
It's
but
the modern one.
Yeah. But it's got Karen Allen in it as well, you know.
Marion Ravenwood from
Yes.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, John Glover, Bobcat Goldthwait.
You can tell it's an 80s film because Bobcat Goldthwait is in there and not as an ironic choice.
Yeah. But yeah, Scrooge is a good one to go out there. But also, I would just say quickly on the back of 80s stuff, if you want to have a good funny time, Scrooge is there, but also Trading Places, which I consider a Christmas movie. Because it's set around Christmas, although Trading Places could quite easily go to like have the story told without having to be around Christmas. So technically it doesn't fit with your fucking thing.
Wow. Somebody getting salty on the whole.
But if you want to see a really drunk Bill, sorry, I was going to say Bill Murray. It's not Bill Murray. If you want to see a really drunk person whose name has escaped me because he's one of the actors in both Ghostbusters and Trading Places, and I
Dan
can't.
Aykroyd?
There
Dan
we
Aykroyd.
go. Thank you, Jill. If you want to see a really drunk Dan Aykroyd, which dressed as a Santa, burping at people, which I think probably was the inspiration for Bad Santa, which is another Christmas movie. If you want to go down that road.
Now, am I right in thinking Trading Places? Dan Aykroyd is a homeless person, yeah?
No, Dan Aykroyd is an incredibly filthy rich person who. What's the one with Breakfast at Tiffany's? Okay, so you remember Breakfast at Tiffany's, which is like I can take someone who is poor and put them in that nature nurture argument. And that's Breakfast. Is that correct?
Have you
Peter?
seen Breakfast at Tiffany's?
Isn't that the one? It's the Doolittle thing. No. I'm breaking people's
Are you talking
brains
about
now.
like a Prince and the Pauper trope?
Yeah, kind
You're
of the
thinking
Prince.
of My Fair Lady.
Yes, sorry, My Fair Lady. You're right. You're correct. Not Breakfast at Tiffany's.
You have grown to custard on her face.
Yes.
Speaking of Pretty Woman.
No, I'm pretty sure, Peter, you're wrong. It's Breakfast at Tiffany's. But it's the same sort of My Fair Lady situation, which is we will switch them. We will make a really rich person terribly poor, and then we'll take Eddie Murphy off the street and give him all of the wealth imaginable and see what he does with it. And it's kind of nice how that ends. But that's a Christmassy movie.
Okay.
Thought that was good.
That's another one to add to my list. I actually have not seen that one either.
What, Trading Places? Breakfast at
more Christmas movies to watch, guys.
what, Trading Places, Breakfast at Tiffany's, or My Fair Lady?
I've seen 2 out
I
of those
think I
3
know
things.
which one
Guess
Peter
which
is.
ones.
Oh, look, honestly, if you're going to watch a Christmas movie, I'd say watch Bad Santa and Bad Santa 2, because it will definitely while away some hours. And if you fall asleep, no one's really going to care. But yeah, that's
Awesome,
mine.
that one.
Anyone else got any? I've got.
I have more, but I want you to do another one.
Oh, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Is that also a Christmas movie? Because it's
Love
written
that
by
movie.
Shane Black, and so it has to have Christmas in it at some fucking point.
Yeah, Shane Black is definitely the king of I just want to set shit at Christmas.
Yeah. Funnily enough, Predator is also a Christmas movie because I've just made that assumption.
Cool.
Yeah.
Predator is a
Shane
Christmas
Black, who
movie.
then later on did Iron Man 3, which was, of course, set at Christmas. I'm pretty sure. What was the other one? Lethal Weapon?
Yep.
Pretty
Lethal
sure
Weapon.
set at Christmas.
Yep. Last Boy Scout.
Set at Christmas.
Last Action Hero.
I think it has a Christmas sequence.
But what's the Christmassy one with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Jingle all the way.
Jingle all the way. Again, a Christmas movie. You know, not like there's so many Christmas movies. Like, you know, even ones that are kind of funny. You go, what? I don't think it's worth it. Like, no Christmas movie is memorable unless you watch the trailer and go, oh, that's going to be shit. And then you watch it because there's nothing else on. You go, actually, it's pretty good. Like, I like it.
This is a new rule that you're now imposing on the holiday movie category, Dion.
Sure. Well, it's only because I'm excited for the movies that I haven't seen about Christmas, which I'm going to watch over Christmas. That's my promise to you. And I hope you all watch them too. And maybe it will turn Jill's icy heart of stone into a Christmas glitter-covered miracle if she watches Fat Man.
We'll go watch all the ones that are set around Christmas that have nothing to do with it.
Okay. How many of those can you think of?
Well,
we just
the ones
listed a
you
whole
just
bunch.
mentioned.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're set around it, but don't actually have anything to do about Christmas. It just happens to be where it's at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
I can do that.
I do want to ask, what are people's thoughts on the Santa Claus trilogy, as in the Santa Claus?
Tim Allen?
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked those when I was younger, when they first came out.
Okay.
But I don't know, they're all right. They're a bit fat shamey, I think.
This was something that I remember feeling kind of uncomfortable about. That it was just all about how he just couldn't lose weight all of a sudden. I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah. You have to be fat to be Santa.
But everyone was so concerned that he was fat as well. Like there's a lot of fat phobia kind of tied up in the plot of the Santa Claus movies, which makes me a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's that whole sort of thing is there's a stereotype that goes along with the whole sort of thing and you can't go away from that stereotype or you're not that thing. And that's kind of a bit weird. I'd like to see an Aussie Santa.
Well, there is one.
Yeah, I saw that. Sunburnt Christmas?
Yeah, this is actually
I saw that on the weekend.
Oh, you saw the film?
Mm-hmm.
I would love to know your thoughts on it because one of our friends, Trav, was raving about it and seemed to think that it was the best thing since sliced bread. And I looked at the trailer and I thought, that looks like a lot of fun.
Look, it's not a revelation, but it was a good movie.
Okay.
Yeah, it was something a bit different, and it was nice to see like a mixed-race Australian family as the center of the story. And something like, you know, a little left of center. It's not, oh, big city Christmas miracles. It's like small country town, like in the outback, heartwarming family story. With Christmas elements chucked in.
The trailer, if you can find it around the place, does a pretty good job of setting it up as being, you know, fairly funny, bit ribald. My favorite line from the trailer was they're looking at this guy who's stolen a Santa Claus outfit, and the kids are like looking at the tattoos on his arm. He's like, "Is that the naughty list?"
Yeah.
And he's looking at it going, like, "Yeah, well, Heather was pretty naughty, yeah." I was like, "Okay, I'll give that a go."
Yeah, that's a good joke. Yeah, we can get in there. It's fine.
I also remember like an old movie that we used to watch, and I can't place what it was, but I'm sure I remember an old movie that had a Santa with an akubra and the corks hanging off it in the bush. Does that ring any bells to anyone?
Yeah, I do remember that. I mean,
can't for the life of me remember what it was. A Bush Christmas, maybe?
That sounds familiar.
There are so many Christmas movies. It's like literally something that every studio must do at least 3 Christmas movies if they're going to be a film studio. I don't understand why.
It was Dot and the Kangaroo. Thank you, Rob. There was an Australian Santa. So, Rob in the chat has been very useful to me personally tonight.
Just boom.
Dot and the Kangaroo had an Australian Santa in it.
Okay.
Funnily enough, I have played Santa in a short film.
Well, there you go. That's another Australian Santa.
Absolutely. I was in the back of an FJ Holden handing out presents to kids and had no lines because no one would ever trust me to have lines in a movie.
Yes, I too have been Santa, but I did it professionally for a couple of years.
A
where I
professional
was-
Santa. So you actually have, skin in the game, according to a Santa
look,
movie.
mate. I have provided entertainment to children, adults, and various people at multiple different casinos on Christmas Day. um, I had my own
Well,
little person who was my
Entertainment.
yeah. Well, I was Santa. And I will
Quinny
say
was a
this.
Santa stripper.
It's your Santagram.
Do you want to see what's in me sack? No.
Too far.
No deal. Stream over.
Yeah, sorry. My apologies. I went too far. But I will say something, and on a slightly serious note, having worked on Christmas Day a few times, Christmas is one of the most depressing days of the year for a lot of people. And something I found, I literally was working at a casino where people would take their families to go and do lunch and stuff like that. And there are a lot of single people there who, a lot of older people who their partners had died and everything. And yeah, it was an eye opener. Sorry to bring the mood down.
Oh, Jill's happy.
You're muted, Peter.
Sorry, guys, I've got some rattling happening here. I'm just trying to minimize it by muting myself when I'm not talking. But that's the interesting thing about the end of Planes, Trains and Automobiles, because the reveal at the end is you find out that one of these characters has no one. And the reason that he's been going on this journey is because it's a time for family and he has no family to be with. And it's actually kind of a heartbreaking movie at the end in that way. So no, it's a fair point to make, Quinny, that all of these Christmas movies we're talking about, most of them are very cheery and happy because that's how most of us think of Christmas, but we think of it like that because we spend it with people that we like.
Yeah, absolutely. And in a lot of cases that is not everybody's experience. And to those people who are away from their family, and I mean this year is a particularly difficult year for people overseas. I mean, here in Australia, we're probably luckier than a lot in that we can see people, we can go to other people's houses and stuff like that. Whereas, in a lot of places in America and the UK and everything, this is a year where a lot of people will be, doing their Christmas via Zoom. Yeah, and I was listening to a very funny podcast this morning, the Illusionist with Helen Zaltzman, and she was trying to come up with the ultimate Christmas song, and using all of the words that are most used in Christmas songs around the world and everything, and like doing it mathematically. But then she came up with a song which is like, just keep a wide berth away from the mistletoe, just stay the fuck away from me this Christmas. It's like, wow.
Please don't, because I don't want to catch something.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, maybe Home Alone is more of an instructional Christmas movie this year. Instead of just a sad thing that happened. It's actually, no, he's probably doing the better thing. I'll stay here. You can all catch a plane and go to Paris.
Yes.
That never stuck well with me. How could that guy afford to take his entire family overseas to Paris for a Christmas holiday? What was he embezzling?
Did you see the size of his house?
Yeah, but I mean, what was he embezzling? Come on.
Oh, it was before the market collapsed.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he was probably one of those, payday loan brokers or something in a finance firm.
He is very definitely embezzling a lot of money. Sure. So, I mean, there are probably quite a few Christmases later in Kevin's life without at least Dad around.
Yeah, I would like to see that. Actually, another Home Alone 5. I'd like to see Home Alone 5, and it's Macaulay Culkin's family. Yeah, that would be interesting. Very fucking interesting.
I think it's about time.
It's because he also gets to get his brother back.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, I've gone too far.
I now need to see the one that Poker's brought up in the chat. Santa's Sleigh, a film where the wrestler Goldberg, who used to be my favorite wrestler, plays a demonic Santa who's beaten by an angel in a curling match and had to be good and deliver presents for 1,000 years. And then he goes on a killing spree. What?
Curling. of
Yeah.
all sports.
Well, to be honest, if someone challenged me to a curling match, I'd be like, yeah, I can take him, and then I'd lose because I know nothing about curling. What the fuck is that?
And Predakangas just said that they've just finished shooting a Home Alone reboot.
Oh,
There you go.
great.
Okay.
If there's no Macaulay Culkin, what's the point?
Yeah. I want to see 40-year-old Macaulay Culkin in there.
Yeah, playing the same character, the kid.
Yeah.
Just a 40-year-old man.
Going, ah!
I'd love to see Joe Pesci back again at the same just redoing it.
I'd like to see Joe Pesci back, but actually suffering from all of the injuries that were inflicted by Kevin.
Yeah.
Like,
Or that
you know,
one-
with bad backs and broken ribs. And
or the real version of Home Alone where Kevin ends up going to juvenile hall for maiming a couple of adults during Christmas. Yeah. Anyway, that's dark.
I would
Oh.
watch that. No, Missy, there is no Doctor Who Christmas this year. New Year's Day. They've done that for the last 2 years.
Doctor Who Christmas used to be a huge thing, and now I don't
I like
really
those Christmas
care.
episodes.
Some of them are great. Some of them were a bit shit.
Oh.
Like there are a couple that were really not great at all. But yeah, for the most part, they were fun.
Yeah.
I mean, the one with Kylie Minogue in it, which was the space version of the Poseidon Adventure. Okay,
Sure, why not?
Wait, wasn't it a Titanic?
bit of
It was a
both.
Space Titanic.
I don't know,
Space
Peter.
Titanic.
It was Clive Palmer's Space Titanic that crashed.
It
Yeah.
was, but I think the
Clive
process of going
Palmer's
through
Space
all of the bowels
Titanic.
of the ship and stuff like that was
Yeah, it was
also
very
kind of.
Poseidon Adventure. Yes.
I think it was a bit of both.
Mm.
Yeah.
So Quinny, do you want to take us home
Oh,
with the ultimate Christmas movie that I have to say I like?
yes, I do, because you have got to be. Actually, I think we know that the clip's going to work for this one.
Do we?
No, I don't know.
I don't know.
You would have to be what Gonzo describes Scrooge as in the first part of this clip to not love this movie. So let's have a quick look at this one and hope that it works, and then we'll come back and talk about
He was
A Muppet Christmas Carol.
tight-fisted hand at the grindstone. Boy, this really is a dirty city.
You telling me? Thank you for making me a part of this.
He was a tight-fisted hand at the grindstone, Scrooge. A squeezing, wrenching, grasping, clutching, covetous old sinner.
Bob Cratchit?
Yes, Mr. Scrooge?
Who is this?
It's Mr. Applegate, sir. He's here to speak to you about his mortgage.
Please, Mr. Scrooge, I know you're very angry about this, and I didn't mean to fall behind in the payments. Lord knows it being Christmas and all. Oh, please don't shout at me, sir. That and, of course, little Gwen. Her lungs aren't right. The doctor takes his share, don't he? I mean, you can yell and scream, and you're right, but it won't do no good. Because I'm the stone you can't squeeze blood from, and that's the truth. Thank you for not shouting at me.
Let us deal with the eviction notices for tomorrow, Mr. Cratchit.
Tomorrow's Christmas, sir.
Very well. You may gift wrap them.
Let us help you with that, Mr.
Oh, my, there are certainly a lot today.
We'll get it.
Come on. Okay.
There you go. Look out on that end. Look out. Come on, guys. Okay.
Christmas is a very busy time for us, Mr. Cratchit. People preparing feasts, giving parties, spending the holidays. One might say that December is the foreclosure season. Harvest time for the moneylenders.
Boss, action. Tell him, Mr. Yeah, come on. Let's do it now, boss.
If you please, Mr. Scrooge, it's gotten colder. And the bookkeeping staff would like to have an extra shovel full of coal for the fire.
We can't do the bookkeeping. Yeah, all of our pens have turned to inksicles. Our assets are frozen.
How would the bookkeepers like to be suddenly
Unemployed! This is my island in the sun.
I believe you've convinced them once again, Mr. Scrooge.
Oh. Oh wait, there's an addendum to the end of that clip.
Oh, good. Subscribe and all that stuff.
Sunshine ravioli, macaroni, if you want the thing you love.
For fuck's sake.
Oh, dear.
So, of course, we are talking about the Muppet Christmas Carol, which is well regarded as being the most accurate version of A Christmas Carol, definitely as the original author intended.
Yes, absolutely. And, you might have seen Michael Caine in that. Not many people know that he was in that film.
I was fucking waiting for the impersonation. He had a diamond the size of a grapefruit.
So I took it from him.
So I evicted him. And put him out on the... Anyway, what makes you love that film, Quinny?
What is there not to love?
It's the Muppets, god damn it!
Exactly. I love it because it does a very good job of retelling the whole Christmas Carol story, and does all of the three ghosts and does the Marley ghost and all that kind of stuff, and manages to actually catch a fair amount of dialogue from the original novel. But
what makes it superior to Scrooged, which has Bill Murray in it?
But it does it with Muppets.
Yes, I see.
I think one of my favorite Muppets is the Ghost of Christmas Present, who's this gigantic fucking Santa Claus looking dude, and who has no memory whatsoever. And I love him. I think he's just happy and loving and joyous.
Oh, that's good. Will you watch it this Christmas? Will you share it with people?
Absolutely. I mean, it's interesting. It's actually been in the news a little bit in the last couple of days because they've managed to find and reinsert a song that was removed.
Oh.
So in the original cinema release of it, there was a love song between young Ebenezer and his lady that wasn't actually a love song. It was essentially her saying, I've tried, but you're not actually giving me anything. And it's called When the Love Is Gone. And they cut it because they went, it's a little bit too emotionally complex for kids. But it was always in the VHS versions. But then they actually managed to find a version of it, the official, like the original film print, and put it back in. So now if you want to, you can see the song that you've been able to see on VHS for the past 20 years anyway. But yes, I think it is happy. It's got all the Muppets in it. They are all in appropriate roles. And I think a couple of people sort of pointed out, Michael Caine is giving it what for? Like, he's not, giving it the nod and a wink, and he's not playing, to the camera or anything. He's treating this like a serious fucking film.
Would you say that he's acting with a certain amount of verisimilitude?
I would almost say it was some gravitas.
That's good that you've learned that word, and now it's part of our thesaurus.
Yes, absolutely.
Are there any other Christmas movies? Anything else we can talk about? Come on. Well, I mean, there are. Are there any ones that we've missed? Is there anyone's secret guilty pleasure that they've forgotten over Christmas? I like Aliens. I kind of want to watch that. I'm going to watch that over Christmas.
I actually there is one that I love, but it's not actually a movie. It's the when I say it out loud, I realize how stupid it is. It's the Chipmunk Christmas Special.
The Chipmunk Christmas Special. Yeah, well, Jill's not coming to watch that with you.
Yeah.
But Peter is. Peter's eyes are going, yes, chipmunks. And Jill's like,
I love chipmunks. What's wrong with the chipmunks?
There's nothing wrong with the chipmunks.
Should I put that on my 12-hour drive?
Animated Christmas special, but I had it as an album. So I used to listen to it as a kid because it made me happy.
Yes, I can see Rob in the chat too. Yes, The Hogfather. That is that's a good Christmas or holiday movie. Well, is it a movie? It is, isn't it?
It was a miniseries.
Miniseries, yes.
And looks more like anything Discworld than The Watch does.
Yes, it's got the right death in it.
Mm.
Yes.
Not sassy American death.
No, not Sassy American Death. I think that's about it, really, isn't it? It's been a long.
It is.
Chat.
I mean,
Thanks for having
we have been going for a while, but I do want to ask everybody, what are you looking forward to in 2021?
In general, or in things that we're going to put in our eyes?
An abstract concept there, Quinny. Give us some boundaries.
I guess I would normally say either cinematically or televisually, but I mean, I'm guessing most of us are looking forward to a year that doesn't feel like a fucking episode of The Twilight Zone.
Yeah, like I'm looking forward to a vaccination.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to all the superhero movies that we did not get this year.
And WandaVision.
Yes.
Oh my God, WandaVision. And Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
And Loki.
Oh my
And
God.
Ted Lasso season 2.
Yes, all of these things.
Give
I'm looking
it
forward.
all to me now.
I am actually looking forward to going back to a cinema to watch it with other people, and not like I'm looking forward to going outside to watch stuff. It's been great.
I'm seriously contemplating, because I will be in Tasmania around Christmas, whether I might go and watch Wonder Woman in a cinema.
Da-da. Like
that would be nice.
June.
Yes. Well,
like, I'm happy.
Denis Villeneuve is very unhappy about the HBO Max deal.
I know. I kind of want to see June on the big screen. Like, there's certain things that, like, Annihilation was that film, which was great on the big screen, and it kind of lost the stuff on a smaller screen. But I do also like the idea of being able to watch it wherever I want, in case I don't want to have to go to a cinema. I like the convenience.
Look, I like the convenience, but I am also very much looking forward to the idea of actually being in a cinema and watching a movie on a big screen.
You know what I'm actually kind of looking forward to, and this might not be as good for everyone who's watching or has enjoyed the almost 40 live shows that we have done over this year. I would like to.
That's a lot.
I'd like to give you all a big shout out, like you guys, not the
Thank you,
chat people,
every
but-
one of you, for joining us throughout the year.
Yeah, and you.
It's been
Jill,
fun.
Peter, Quinny, and Beck, and everyone else who's joined in to like sort of hang out with us. We have rapidly upscaled to doing stuff
Well,
online.
we did what's called a pivot.
A quick pivot, and I'd say we're still turning. Trying to get this stuff done. And thanks for people coming along. It's been nice to have this interactive part. This is the really good bit that I want to keep, although I do miss having everyone, in my house to record everything. Because that was always nice, but this is kind of convenient. But it's been great, and I hope to figure out a way to do it in the future. So 2021, I hope there's good stuff.
The one thing I really don't want to lose is the interaction with all of you guys out there, and I do really want to say thank you to everybody who's supported us by dropping some money in the Ko-fi or in any way that you have,
or commenting on anything that we've written, or just giving us some feedback, having a chat. That's support. We love it.
Yeah,
it's been great.
I mean, it is
t-shirts?
a lovely thing once a week to be able to come and hang out with a whole bunch of like-minded people and talk shit and have a great laugh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's nice. Is it
Yeah.
space fairiness? You've just found us. Yay!
Yeah,
there's
well,
a lot to
welcome.
catch up on. Don't worry,
You're
we'll
all
be back.
part of us now.
Yes,
One of us.
one of us. One of us. Apparently, well, it's almost. Sorry, it's 38. According to my calculations, it's been 38 of these shows or podcasts that we've done. We've released since March. So I'm sure there's got to be at least 30 of us. So 30 of the live
Wow.
shows, and it's been a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. When you sit back and you're like, wow, that's a fucking lot. That's a lot of shows.
Yeah, and I mean, when you look at it and you think back and you think that's many hours of entertainment, and wow, we introduced Rob to Hamilton.
Excellent.
And what's more, we'll introduce even more people to Hamilton when the podcast comes out.
If the podcast comes out, Quinny.
Space Fairy, if you are wishing that you could have found us, the great thing is there are 196 podcasts available, and a whole bunch of video that is now on the YouTube of these live shows, so you can join in.
You can.
And we introduced Missy to Doom Patrol. You're welcome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And Ted Lasso. Yes.
It's been an interesting year, like a year of ups and downs. It's been a weird year, and there's been some fucking great stuff that's been out there, and this has been one of the nice things. This has kept me a bit sane during COVID times, I have to admit.
This is the thing that I can stick a flag into and go Tuesdays. I know that's
Yes.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's okay. I have a chat with my friends, like
Yeah,
old friends and
yeah.
new friends. It's
Yeah.
great.
I sincerely hope that you, whether you love Christmas or whether you're a Jill,
Hey, I still enjoy it. I just have my pieces that I like.
Yeah, don't yuck someone else's yum, Quinny. If Jill likes it just for the booze and food, then you can't judge her for just liking that. And
I'm not
saying bah
judging
humbug.
because I love you all, and you know, whatever way you love to enjoy things. But yeah, if you are a Christmas person, if you're celebrating Hanukkah and lighting your candles, if you're out there doing Kwanzaa things, which I have no idea how they celebrate, enjoy it. Look after one another. Make sure that you keep an eye out for one another. Be safe, because I mean, if there's one thing we learned last year is that shit can go wrong real quick.
Yeah, I think everyone's on a bit of a knife edge this year because it's like, well, we started last year with fire, and this year we're getting floods.
Yeah, we've lost Byron Bay, but that's okay.
Yeah, so like, who knows? But like, hooray! Have a good Christmas.
You've made it this far.
You made it
There's
this
a
far.
bit more to go.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it, Jill. We made it through 2020. Holy shit.
Yes. Shout out to all of the survivors out there who got over the line. Well done, everybody.
Jesus. Yeah.
Look, thank you so much. We have been the Periodic Table of Awesome. This has been 2020, and we will see you in 2021.
We will. Okay. Bye.
Bye.